So I know what you're saying. You're saying, listen, I subscribe to you for those good town updates. Where's the next haul of Bricklink parts? Where's the next bricks and pieces? Where's the next, build update? And I'm going to be honest with you. I did go over budget for September a little bit. And you're like, okay, cool. What pieces did you get? Prototype Batman. So today is Batman Day if you're watching this on the 19th of September 2020 as it's live, but I guess you could watch it next year, 2021 or 2, assuming the planet is still existing. But it's Prototype Batman. So this is a really rare Prototype Batman. I got this one on eBay. I'm a little embarrassed to say how much I paid for it because it's probably the most expensive figure I've ever ever purchased. It's the most expensive figure I've ever purchased. It was $50, but it did come with free shipping. It was like 48 something. I outbid someone. It was a late night, like browsing eBay. What's ending soonest? And it was Prototype Batman. And I was like, when Batman first came out, the Batman Lego sets, the minifigure sets, they also did a Batman video game and a McDonald's toy series, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure I've got a Mr. Freeze from the McDonald's toy series. Anyways, the point being, there's no printing on here, by the way. Just get that out of the way. The point being is that when that happened, I was like, they're never going to do this. They're never going to make Batman sets. And then they started doing it, and I was like, what? Because, like, at the time I had a Basil the Batlord, and he's got the bat wings. And I'm like, that's close. And get him a cape and maybe some kind of bat logo, not as Basil, but like, I can make my own purist Batman. But then they came out with it, and I was like, I'm buying it. I bought the hover boat from like the first wave, and I was like, there's no way this sticks around. Like, I gotta get in on this now. This is like, because at that point I would have been buying mostly fantasy stuff, castle, maybe some space sets. I wouldn't have been buying. I don't know, what other superhero, was there Spider-Man at that time? I don't know. But I remember vividly seeing it in the catalog and like, I'm getting that one. And I came with Killer Croc as a minifigure instead of a big fig. So I was like, we've got to get the Batman. And I have that in storage still. That set's actually, I took it apart a handful of years back now, but and then put the instructions with it and everything, marked the set bag so I know what it is, and it's in storage in a box, safe. So I have that to build in the future. But I remember thinking like, they're not going to keep doing it, and then they did. I was wrong. But so when I saw this guy, I was like, because I wanted the Batman. The reason I got it because I was like, I want a Batman minifigure for the future because I don't know what I'm going to build ever, but at some point Batman's going to be cool as hell. And since then, we've gotten so many variations of Batman, don't even get me started. But one that they're never going to make and release is a Prototype Batman. Lego is never going to just like, hey, this is a thing in the set. It's not going to be like they did we did Prototype Boba Fett. He's all white like the sketch, white and black lines like the sketch of his original costume. Like, okay, cool. They did that. But they're not going to do a Batman prototype in red. Everyone knows that all the rarest Lego pieces are red. Prototypes, and it's because red is the cheapest color for them to use, so they do a lot of things in red before they're sure if the molds are going to work or whatever. So a lot of prototypes come out from the factory and they're red, and you're saying, okay, like what's that piece going to be? But then you see it like in a new color and you're like, oh, cool, because you see a lot of leaks. There's a lot of leaks on Lego websites. Like, if I saw this, I would be like, okay, it's Batman, obviously. But you don't know. They made a new mold of the Batman helmet and they put him out and they just made the whole thing, I guess. The cape is the old starch cape, so that's how you know it's an original one. It's a little crinkled. Can you see the creases in it? But that's fine. I don't mind. I think it makes them look distinguished. He's in real good condition. There's no kind of scratches or anything. And then, like, if you look at the face again, I told you there was no printing, but wouldn't it have been cool if there was just a little bit of printing under there, maybe? But yeah, just the prototype. I think $50 is a good price for this. I could see this easily going up over $100, $150. if it had ended at a better time. It ended at like 2 a.m. I was on there. Like, I got up to get a drink of water, couldn't go back to sleep. I like said, hey, it's Batman Days coming up, so I'll be able to make a video and it'll be really topical. And he's really cool. He's gonna go in my my minifigure display. I'm gonna hang him up on the wall, and just he'll be part of the collection forever. Maybe I'll incorporate him to some builds. Now the thing is that you got to be careful, and I'll be the first person to admit it. Collecting minifigures for the idea of the minifigure, just it's prototype Batman, is a dangerous slope. It's a real dangerous slope, because that's where clone army builders come in. I've got 700 of the same clone. Look at them all lined up, because the idea of them, there are people, don't get me wrong, I really respect those people that make a battle scene and they're like, look at my giant battle scene, pew 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 pew, and I'm like, that's impressive as heck. So that's the correct divergent. If you're going to do it, you go off there and you say, I'm going to do a scene with them. I need 700 clones to fill out the scene. And of course, you need 700 battle droids or Wookiees or something for them to fight, whatever they're fighting. They would have fought the Wookiees after Order 66, right? What was I getting? Oh, so it's a dangerous slope to get, because like I collect all the collectible minifigures, the CMFs, but with the intent that someday I will want to use a part from that in something, as something, and then I have it, and I don't display my CMFs there, go into the parts bins. Basically, it's CMFs in the bin, but it's a parts bin, and the idea is that if I want that head, it's there for me, and I will put it back if I'm done with it. Like if it's just for something quick and easy, put it back 100%, cool, done. And I don't feel bad about breaking the thing if not. Like, sometimes I make a minifigure and I'm like, this guy's really cool, he's going on the cool shelf. That minifigure then stays on the cool shelf, and that's fine, because I don't need the completed minifigure series. I just want to have all of them so that I have the option to make cool minifigure. And then if I want to, I see something like, hey, I could make a cooler minifigure using that part off the cool guy shelf, grab it, use it. I mean, why not? That's what you're here for. They're for that. But the idea of collecting a rare minifigure just because it's rare is a slippery slope. So I will say that I do not plan on collecting any of the other prototypes. There was a Robin prototype, I believe, I saw, and I was tempted. I was real tempted to get it, but it was not ending for several hours, and it was up over $70 or something. But yeah, so the point being is that there are certain figures that have a special kind of emotional, nostalgic attachment for me that I would say, I could have 5 or 6 of these minifigures. The Coca-Cola Japanese World Cup soccer promotion ones, there's a gold and a silver one, and maybe me saying that is the mediocrest idea because they're already expensive, and then if I tell you about them, people are gonna be like, I'm gonna go get them, and yeah, you could go get them, sure, but I would really like those for the idea of the figure. I think mostly there's like a red and white or silver or gray or something. There's a Diet Coke and a Coke torso as well, and they've got several variations of common faces from the time. But the point being is that having the Coke ones, I could make a minifigure and use them, but the gold secret character and the silver secret character would be just for the idea. I'd be just collecting them to add to the collection, put on a shelf, and I might get them because I love the idea that Coke at some point was like, hey, Lego, that soccer, that big soccer game, what if we just what if we printed our logo on your product for that? But then we put them in a bag, inside of a bag that you couldn't see in, essentially making it a blind bag, and then put those on the necks of 2-liter Coke bottles, but only in Japan and only during the World Cup. And also there are 2 secret characters. And Lego was like, yes, Coke, I would love that. And they did it. And that... collecting it for the idea is wrong, but that's such a damn good idea. It's... Anyways, please subscribe if you're not. Do the subscribing now. Click it gently on the like buttons as well, on the subscribe and like buttons, because I only get 1 of each, and then I have to pay for them. And do you know how expensive it is to replace the subscribe button in 2020? Yes, please don't break it. Automatic video over here. Subscribe on him, and then over here is a video that I will handpick for you. Thank you so much for being here and enjoying Batman Day with me. Happy Batman Day 2020 to everyone.